Hello, humans of the internet. Welcome to the Gallant Horde. Today we are playing the Warg pack, in which our 6 intrepid adventurers attempt to deal with a pack of wargs that are harassing a trade route. Will everyone die? Let us see. Before we get into that, Shawnali's face, so good. Before we get into that, our current Humble Bundle thing that we're super excited about. Hey, did you know we're partnered with Humble Bundle? That's a thing we're doing now. The cookbook one has ended, so I went snooping to see what else they had, and they currently have an RPG asset bundle, which is like a bunch of map assets and character token stuff, and it's very freaking cool. So that's the one we're pointing you all at right now. At some point, presumably, there will be a link in chat. Give it a hot second. Yeah, go and have a look at it. It's pretty dope. There's a lot of variety. No, it's still got the cookbook one there. It's all good. Also, in case you did not know this, we have a Discord, and in our Discord, many exciting things happen. There's all sorts of fun and games that goes on in there. These crazy people RP pretty much 24 hours a day, it seems, on some days. All day long. So there's a lot of story that happens in there. So if you are not privy to said story, you can become so by becoming a Twitch subscriber. If you're a Twitch subscriber, you get access to all of that delicious story juice that happens in our Discord. So consider doing the thing, please. Also, it helps us stream, and that's nice. Next week's game will be The Letter, which is a very different kettle of fish. It's more of a sneaky heist kind of game than the kill the things kind of game. So don't miss it. It's going to be interesting. Before we launch into
now with the scripts, is it?
Well, yeah, there might be some scripts there now that weren't in my original plan, but hey. That's called the consequences of your actions. Yep. Anyway. I'm going to get these lovely people to introduce themselves and their characters to you. Bria, Lacey, is this your first game?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome. Very excited to have you. I think everyone else has played at least one, right? Yeah. All right, I'm going to get you all to introduce yourselves and your characters, and then we will launch into this, starting with Jamie.
Yes, hello, I am Jamie, and I'm playing Bergamot, the elf druid, and I enjoy stabbing people with claws that I make from my hands.
Excellent. Lacey.
I am Lacey, and I'm playing Bria, who is a desert cleric.
Woo! Exciting. Because we don't have enough clerics in the world. Kit.
I am Kit, and I'm playing Dalia Bonnechance, and she is a witch. Huh? She's a witch with her patron is Fate, and her familiar is a fluffy orange cat named Lucky.
Excellent. Jen.
I'm playing Gertrude, BeeBiscuit, and she is a witch and has a bee that talks sometimes. That's her familiar.
Bee on your head.
Very cute. So cute. Love it. Shawnali.
Hello, I'm Shawnali, and I am playing Loralai Hexe, the Death Cleric. It's all good.
Yes, Loralai is very chipper. It's worrying. Anyway, Mike.
I'm Mike, and I am playing Jackson Cairn, the human cybernetic pirate.
Amazing. Love it. All right, folks. Let's go hunt some wargs. Your potion of resistance today is resistance to fire. Don't know if that's going to be useful. Guess we'll find out. So, I gather there is a lot of preparation that has happened before you all show up at the anvil today. Please fill in our delightful audience on what you have done in this morning?
Well, Bria and Loralai have procured 2 gold worth of onions, which is like a lot of onions.
It's a lot of onions.
Also,
Ben has shut his shop up and gone home. That's his business for the day. He's good. Sorry,
also, another thing I wanted to achieve, I didn't put this in the channels yet, is I need a cup of blood from the butcher, but I'm not sure how much that costs, and it's very early in Australia, so I didn't want to tag the person
New Zealand.
driving that NPC.
Fernando's in New Zealand.
Oh, right.
His character
Baz
is
has confused me.
Yeah. Baz has confused me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was still, I think, like 6
Yeah.
a.m. when I was like,
That's
I'll go
okay.
get blood. So
we can assume that Ariana would have been there and you could have procured it and you can just figure out the finances later. That's fine. Cool. So a bunch of blood, a bunch of onions. And we're ready to go?
Yep. Now, question:
Cool.
Are they? Do we only get round yellow and red onions, or did we also get green onions?
So very specifically, Lorelai has procured an abundance of white onions because they are the most pungent.
Oh, okay. Fair.
Ben sells all kinds of onions, but on this occasion, that is what she has gotten. All right. Little shout out to my onion seller. I love my onion seller. He's a sweetie. Alrighty. So you all come into the anvil, the dancing anvil, Andeline's tavern. And Andeline is at the bar and she looks up and she goes, aha! Are you ready to go and deal with these wargs? Please tell me you have a plan.
We have a plan. Onion, we're all gonna hold up our onions.
Yeah, I think I might need to make a stew.
Stew.
We're gonna take all the words and bring them to Ariana for.
Okay.
Processing.
I'm not gonna ask. I'm gonna just hope that you have thought this through.
It's farm stuff, you know.
I do need some clarification before we go. I didn't see it written in the contract there. What is the stipulations on pets?
Do not bring a warg home, Jackson.
Right.
They are not the sorts of animals you make into pets.
Understood.
I thought they've already tasted
generally
blood.
speaking, pets are negotiable.
Oh, should I have asked about chomps?
That's different. Familiars are different. I understand that.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Lorelai.
2 things. First, everybody else who was meant to get one has already received it, but I wanted to give you this. And she produces a metal bracelet cuff with a little gear on it, and it's the 10th bracelet. And she hands it over, and she's, just so you know, you can remember Hexe, since it was your idea to melt my brother down. So, you know, I thought you should have a piece too. And
that's very sweet of you. Thank you. She puts it on her arm.
And the second thing I wanted to ask was a crazy question. What is the pay for this job?
Yes. This is Talon, and a couple of you, I think Dalia's met Talon, who was the survivor of the one attack. He has offered you 10 silver pieces per wolf that you kill.
Ooh.
He has some feelings about what has happened to his brother and the rest of his party, and he is using this as a way of working through those feelings. So 10 silver pieces per wolf. Also, Malachi has offered, she pulls out a piece of paper, and I quote, something very cool and a box of potions. Should you succeed in preventing these animals from continuing to attack people on the road, whatever that looks like.
Okay, so he doesn't want any of the parts. He just wants it.
No, he's an outcomes based gentleman
Okay.
on this particular occasion, and all he wants is for people to be able to travel the road safely.
But we do also have a leather worker in the town, so maybe we could get him some skin.
I'm sure he would appreciate that.
All right.
Sure.
Arguably, you could convince him to even pay you for said leather.
One final question.
Yes.
So I know this these wargs have attacked multiple traveling caravans there. The caravans that have been attacked, have they been recovered or have they been left on the road?
Most of the items have been recovered. The wargs had no interest in the items. Apart from one was carrying a certain amount of salted meat, and they destroyed that, ate some of it, and just the rest was unusable. But anything not edible by a wolf creature has been recovered since.
Excellent.
So that should not be a problem. There may be some detritus from carts and whatnot, but most of it has been. They weren't interested in the products that people were carrying. They were interested in eating.
Did you want us to investigate what has displaced them? That was something I was wondering.
I want people to be able to travel the road safely.
Okay.
I leave it to you to interpret what that means and make it happen. I want these attacks to stop. That is what I want.
Right.
Yes?
Well,
Okay.
I'm good.
Very well. She pulls out a map that shows the road and the area of road between, kind of south of Circle Creek. And she points out exactly where these attacks have happened. They've all happened in the same spot. There's an old kind of guard tower. It hasn't been used in years. But there's also a track coming out of the forest, which they seem to be using. Generally speaking, they wait until the carts are, close to the trees, and then they come out of the trees. They seem to be pretty clever. They're attacking from multiple directions. On one occasion, one of them was on top of the tower. So these are not stupid animals.
Okay.
I don't know how it got up there. I don't want to think about that.
No.
They can jump.
Do they fly?
They do not. Well,
How tall
not
is the
normally.
tower?
Oh, it's not that tall. It's just slightly elevated.
Okay.
Like the roof of a one-story building.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't believe they can climb ladders. They just may have excellent jumping. And teamwork. They're very large. Did I mention that? Please try not to die.
Yeah, no, we got that.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
When we say that they're rather large, how tall are we talking here?
Bigger than your average wolf.
Are they a large creature?
No, they're a medium
Okay.
creature. But they're big for a wolf. But they're big for a wolf.
I was I'm 5 feet tall as Loralai,
Think-
and that is
English Mastiff, Saint Bernard, just a big thing, right?
Think like a direwolf, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
big for a yeah. Right. Did you need anything else from me? Oh, Bria, this is your first mission, isn't it?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. And she tosses you a potion. It is a minor, whatever the smallest healing potion is.
Yeah,
it is minor.
Minor.
She goes, just a little first mission gift from me to help you to not die until you've made me some money.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? At least the sun is shining today.
Yes. Bodes well.
I see.
All right, off you go.
Off we go. About how far is it? We tell from the map, how long it'll take us to get there.
An hour or two probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. They're not right close to town.
Yeah, it's
but
not right close to town.
Okay.
but it is the major trade route from Murterra, so it would be affecting Galahad's business. It would be affecting a lot of the people in town because they make money off people who travel on that route.
Yeah, we need to get that shrimp to put in our grits.
That would come from somewhere completely else, which I haven't brought up yet, but we'll get to that eventually.
Once I got enough money, that's where it's going.
All right.
All right.
On the road. Let us go.
On the road.
Are you walking? Or have you come up with another way to travel, or are you just taking a stroll?
We're just taking a stroll.
We're just taking a stroll.
Awesome. You're going to walk for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Is there anything you want to do while you're doing that?
Jackson, tell us another story.
Put Mike on the spot. Let's go.
Give me a second. I have them
really
written
great
up.
stories lately.
I have them
He has
written up.
them
Give me
written
a
down.
second.
Yeah.
I just gotta pull it.
I will say,
just walking, you know.
As we are walking, we were worried that there would be no place for us to hide our bodies as we were trying to lure the wargs out, so that the tower, if the wargs are not, currently occupying it, is actually quite quite
useful.
fortuitous for us.
Yeah, because sounds like they're in the trees, and that's probably not a good idea. So
no more pits for Dalia.
Hmm?
No pits for you.
It's fine. Dalia can fall out of the tower. It'll be great.
What about a river? I can fall like off a log, not a problem.
All right, Jackson, tell us a story.
Right. So there was this time, right? We were sailing, and I'm gonna tell this the best I can. This is as most as I can remember. The sea was calm when we set sail that morning. It was a beautiful, clear skies. Sun was shining bright, but as the day wore on, we could tell in the distance there was a storm brewing. Dark clouds looming ever closer. We knew we had to make it to port before it hit. But I tell you, the seas had other plans that day. Just as we were about to change course, something rose from the depths of the ocean. A creature the likes of which I had never seen. It's massive, its body covered in scales that glinted in the sun. Its eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and its jaws were lined with razor-sharp teeth. At first, we thought it was a trick of the light, figment of our imagination, maybe the sirens playing tricks on us. But then it let out a deafening roar that shook our ship to its core. We knew then that we were facing a sea monster, a creature of myth and legend. We were experienced crew. We sprang into action. We manned our ballistay, and we started firing at the creature with everything we had. But no matter how much we fired, the creature seemed to shrug it off, as if our weapons were nothing more than a stick against its massive form. One side we were fighting the beast, the other side the storm was closing in. The monster attacked, its massive body slamming into our ship with bone-crushing force. Some of my crew were thrown overboard and others were crushed beneath the debris, but still, we fought on and sailed, determined to protect our ship and our livelihoods. Hours felt like days, and yet still the monster persisted, and we were exhausted. Our supplies were running low, our ammunition was running almost gone, and our morale dwindling. But then, just when all hope seemed lost, a glimmer appeared on the horizon. Another ship, a merchant vessel we had engaged in trading with, showed up and heard our distress signals and seen our calls. And it came to aid. Together we fought the monster with renewed vigor and combined our firepower enough to finally bring it down. As the monster sank back beneath the waves, we cheered in triumph, knowing that we had survived a battle that'd go down in seafaring lore. And while we were battered and bruised, we knew that we had faced our fears and emerged victorious. I tell you, that was the last time. That was when I decided I was going to retire. I said, all right, I'm too old for this. Then I went and opened my tavern. Well, here I am. So we see how old age has dealt me a boring hand.
Amazing. I love it. All right. So Jackson's stories and chit chat along the way. The time passes quite pleasantly. It's sunny. It's still pretty cold, but at least the sun's shining, and there's a little bit of snow on the ground still left over from the snowfalls earlier in the week. mostly because I already had snow maps. And eventually you find yourselves at the location that Andeline has sent you.
But when we would have left, Gertrude would have done mage armor. I completely forgot until
Okay.
just now.
That's all good.
and we have cookies.
Oh, that map is so beautiful.
Eating cookies and listening.
I
to
believe this
words.
one is. Oh, I think this is actually an afternoon maps one, if I remember correctly. But yes, they are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous maps. You can see that there is a tower. You can also tell that it is not going to be enough to hide all of you.
Right.
It is designed for 1, maybe 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
You might be able to squeeze 3 or 4, but you definitely are not going to get all 6 of you and your pets.
Well, Lucky's not coming with us.
My bee can fly.
Your bee can fly.
This wall, how
Yep.
high is it?
I would say, I mean, there's what, 4 steps there, so it's probably like maybe waist height on a normal human-sized person.
So Gertrude could hide.
2.5 feet. Gertrude, yeah.
Yeah, because Gertrude's a halfling, right? Yeah. It's very quiet.
Can I just make a good look in the tree line to see if I see anything? Since you
How
said
close
that's where
to
they
the
come
tree
from.
line are you going?
I'm just gonna stay here and see if I see anything from this distance.
Okay, make a perception check.
Okay, dokie. No, I don't see nothing.
Ah,
Fine.
okay. I'll also say that there is a little bit of like detritus, like bits of wood and stuff that it looks like things have been wrecked. Not a lot, but some. Sorry, Jamie, go ahead.
Yeah, looking around for this road, I assume the grass and everything is above the road from the looks of it.
It looks that way, yeah. It looks like it's just a little bit, or there's like, yeah, there's like small walls on either side.
I think that during our walk we would have also done our onion perfume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
so you all smell delightfully of cut white onions right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Charming.
Except Lucky, we want him to smell tasty.
Yeah. Okay, well, so should we my roll 20 has decided to only show me the corner of the map for some reason. I zoomed out and that's all that exists.
There is in fact quite a lot of map.
Yeah.
Please reboot, refresh,
There we
refresh.
go.
There we go.
Yeah,
So
it was good, and then I went to a different tab, and then it was like, "Did you mean you only wanted to see this corner?" So about 2 of us could maybe get in the lookout. Gertrude is quite small, so she could probably hide in the walls here. But we don't want to spread out too much.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I could turn into something like a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone could just put me in their pocket or something.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
Can you do magic that way?
No, I'd have to come out of mouse form, but it would help with the hiding.
So, Jackson, are you our largest friend?
I think so. Well, I'm kind of used to it. I'm a big boy. I don't know.
How tall is Jackson?
5'10".
Okay, anybody taller than 5'10"?
I'm looking. Hang on.
I'm only 5'8".
I think I'm 5'4" or I'm 5'6". I can't remember.
I can't convert that fast.
Did you do it in centimeters?
No.
I understand that. Oh. I was like, that I can do.
Inches. It's in inches, yeah, because mine says 68 inches, which is 5'8".
Oh, is that
I have
Yeah.
5'8".
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jackson would probably be easier to hide in the air than behind the wall. Maybe? Do you think?
That makes sense. Yes.
And if
You mean
he
up
had,
on top of the tower?
yeah, and
Okay.
if he had a mouse and perhaps one of the more humans with them, and then Gertrude.
What is a humany human?
Well, I'm
Not
I'm a
Jackson.
not
Not-
humany human.
Not
Oh, I
Loralai.
see. Okay.
The most humany human.
Yeah. I'm a human that happens to have a tail and some horns. So
like
if
you put
three
sustenance
of us
into
were
the
down
hole.
hiding by the wall and three of you are up there, we're not too spread out. We can still get to each other if we need. We
Mhm.
send Lucky and the sprite up the
Mhm.
road and try to be tantalizingly delicious and then lure them out.
Did you just brought blood, or did you bring a piece of meat? What do we have to
I brought
tempt
some
them?
leftover lamb
Ah,
and some blood.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I can also send Honey Biscuit in a little bit to see if he can see any wargs. I can either send him and he can come back, or if somebody wants to hold my hand, I can just look through his eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll hold your hand. Yeah, because I don't want to send Lucky in early. If you want to send Honey Biscuit, I think that's a great
And
idea.
the sprite magic is only for a short amount of time, so if the wargs are not close enough to the edge, it would be wasteful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we should hide, send Honey Biscuit in, and let you look through his eyes. We'll keep an eye out for you.
Yes, please.
Please be making
Is this
So,
my first mission with Gertrude? We get to talk to each other.
I'm also going to cast guidance on Gertrude because I've been hoarding guidance this whole time because the whole only once an hour thing, but I'm not gonna. You've got a plus one.
Use it or lose it.
Yeah.
make some percepting, please.
okay. Do you want me, since I'm looking through, so should I roll for myself? Because I can read you what it says.
Yeah.
Okay, so shared senses. Once every 10 minutes, you can use a single action with the concentrate trait to project your senses into your familiar. When you do, you lose all sensory information from your own body, but can sense through your familiar's body for up to 1 minute.
That sounds like yours.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to just decide it is. Because
Okay.
I'm the boss. And I can do that.
Yeah. Dalia's going to cast Nudge Fate. It lasts a minute.
Okay.
And it gives you a +1 status bonus that would turn a critical failure to a failure to a success. It basically bumps up.
Bumps you up.
By what? Yeah, but only if it'll change the status.
Okay.
But it lasts a minute.
I would like to say, if they're within 30 feet of, I guess, well, you can decide. I have keen eyes because being a halfling. And if they're within 30 feet of me, I get a +2 to see them. So
I'll give that to you from Honey Biscuit because you're seeing through the bee's eyes. Yeah.
Got some bonuses.
Yeah. All right. I've already rolled the things that I need to roll, so you tell me what you got.
I rolled a 9.
Okay. What did all your additional things give you, though? What's your total?
10 and then 12 if they're within 30 feet. And
with the guidance?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if 13 would make a difference, then the Nudge Fate will help.
Yeah.
Only if it makes a difference, so.
You do not see any wargs.
Is Honey Biscuit still alive when he comes out?
Yeah. There's no sign of them. The bee buzzes back.
You have to be close. Like, does Honey Biscuit have to be close to you for you to be able to look through his eyes?
I don't think so. Let me check again. Hold, please.
I think there is a limit. There's a yeah.
It doesn't give me a range, but I can only do it once every 10 minutes for a total of a minute, and I can only do it 10 times. But that might be not something they're showing me on Hero Lab.
Let me look. Let me look. What are we looking at? The senses thing, right?
Share senses.
Share senses.
Oh, I can only do it once. Never mind. Maybe? Yeah, I can only do it once. So that was my one.
Once every 10 minutes.
That's
what it says. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what mine
Because
says.
it told me 1-1, so I thought maybe I could only do it once.
Within the 10 minutes. So if you were doing it in combat, it would make a huge difference because that would be 10 rounds. No, like a shit ton of rounds. Yeah. More than that. Yeah. So
Okay.
it's interesting that there's no range on it.
I can do that and send Lucky in without his temptingness, because he probably shouldn't smell like anything,
I just don't want him to get ate.
I know.
Prematurely.
I don't want to risk him just in case.
Like, no offense to my honey biscuit, but he don't go into the fray often. We can lose him.
Oh, he's like, hey now.
Just smile. Buzzing in the background.
He can talk.
Oh yeah, Bria hasn't had the pleasure of
Bria hasn't had a conversation with Honey Biscuit yet.
Hi, I'm fine. It's great. Yeah. I'm just here to help.
The bee talks.
Yeah, Bria, welcome to the Gallant Horde.
My cat has meowed once.
Jackson's gonna kind of slowly make his way up to the platform there.
Okay.
Just to kind of see what it's about.
Alright.
See if it actually looks sturdy.
Yep. It's sturdy enough. It doesn't look like it's been used in a long time. It looks like at some point it was probably some sort of like guard tower or somewhere that people would, guard the road or whatever. But these roads have been safe for so long that nobody really does that anymore. Until now.
Yeah.
So it's sturdy enough, but it's pretty neglected, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not going to fall over in a strong breeze, that's for sure. It's, it's solid. It's well built, just old.
I get that reference.
Okay.
So, what are we thinking?
Okay, I think we should take up position. We can make Gertrude. How close do you need to be to where you summon the sprite to?
A whole place. Let me converse with Honey Biscuit.
Let me think real hard.
Honey Biscuit has all the answers.
Yes.
You can actually go like 30 feet away. You say 30 feet.
Because I'm thinking if we make Lucky all delicious in the opening there, and we have him yowl, because he does listen and he does make sound. If he sounds injured and he smells of blood, perhaps that will attract them.
Where were we planning on putting him?
Like
let me ping. Around there.
Pink and blood red. Here we go.
Okay.
Yes, two different shades of red.
Yes. So us.
Okay.
And then, because he can be. Can you teleport your cat?
I could teleport him to me, but yeah, so I can bring him back.
So if he is further than we need, and then we can pull him.
But he comes to me, like it's like a retrieval. Yeah.
How is that? Is this a bad plan? I am not the smartest person, so I'm trying to think like a farm animal.
We sent the cat out. The the wolves come in, the cat blows up,
Once they're close, they got to be like within 20 feet of him.
and then we attack.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hopefully he can, injure them enough that it'll be easy for us to take care of it.
Well, that should be no problem. We just need to make sure we're not seen beforehand. But they did say that they come from all sorts of directions.
Right. From the forest.
It's a
Also-
wild thought. I'm going to come out to the fork here in the road,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if I'm the best person to do this, but I'm going to do it. I would like to look for tracks.
Okay. Make a survival check, please.
Would you
Yes.
would you like help looking for tracks?
I would love that.
Okay. Survival?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
Yes.
I got a 20.
How about you, Gertrude?
I rolled a 16.
Okay.
Pretty bad.
Are you looking on the road? Is that what you're looking at?
On the road or on the grass, I suppose, on the walls.
Yeah, there are tracks. There are tracks of carts. There are tracks of people. This is a fairly well-traveled road. Up on the grass, you can see also tracks of people. So, like, obviously, there have been situations where there's been a cart riding along the road and people have walked beside it on the side. And also some very large canine footprints.
Are they fresh? Which direction are they pointed?
They're not super fresh,
Mm.
like maybe a day.
But are they walking this way or that way?
They appear to have been moving towards the road and then away from the road back to the trees.
Question. Did Andeline say like around what time of day? Like was there like it always seemed to happen around a specific time?
Nobody asked that question. No.
Didn't think so.
So, I've got an idea. Jackson's gonna climb up the ladder. And,
'Kay.
just like my days in the crow's nest. And he's
Crow's Nest was a lot higher, but yes.
It was a lot higher and he was a lot younger.
Yeah.
He's just gonna kind of take a peek out towards specifically into the woods there, see if there seems to be anything like game trails or something larger, because the track does go up into the woods there. But,
It does, yes. Make a perception check, please.
Sure. That is a 19.
I mean, you can clearly see that there is a track going into the trees, and that it is a pretty significant track. I would say, there's. It's not. What am I trying to say? This is a natural forest, so it's not. The trees are not planted in rows or anything like that. You're probably not high enough to see very far in, because this is designed to watch the road, not the trees. You can see up and down the road quite nicely.
Does there look to be anywhere up towards the wood where the snow along the bushes is disturbed? Like something had pushed along and, like there's green of the leaves that were under the snow?
Yeah, there are a few bits like that.
Okay. Yeah,
all along that tree line, really.
Yep. So he'd kind of point them out. Doesn't look like they've taken one specific path, if I'm understanding correctly. It looks like they kind of push their ways out, and that might be how they get around everybody. They push through the woods at different points. So we might need to watch the entire front of the forest there.
Yeah, Talon said they come from all directions.
Mm-hmm.
And like they seem coordinated, and like they do an ambush and surround their prey.
All right, shall we hide and try the lucky strat?
Let's do it.
I would suggest, Dalia, you are a ranged fighter, so perhaps you be the human in the crow's nest with Jackson.
Yes, I'm happy to do that.
When you're a mouse, the chomps need to be somewhere like I can put them in my pocket if you want, in my apron.
I actually have a different idea.
Okay.
And
The mouse riding the. Come on.
Bergamot's gonna walk up to probably about here, like crouch down, lean it back against the wall, and kind of flip her cloak over herself, and just kind of turn into a little green ball with a hat on top of herself, and then she's gonna cast Negate Aroma on herself.
Okay.
So
So
she's basically
you're a
going-
bush.
Yeah, well, yeah, just go at like an unidentified object which doesn't smell like a threat or anything. So,
Okay. Cool.
And
Smell
Lucky,
like a frog.
the frog is currently in my pouch.
Lucky is now being decorated with chunks of meat and blood.
Cool.
He's
Where
well
are we
beyond
putting this
measure.
trap? Please show me. Can you move Lucky to the spot where he will be, just for Jax's edification? Okay.
So, Jackson, do you want to be up here during the scuffle, or do you need to be down there closer?
How high up is it again?
Maybe 20 feet.
I should. I mean, I can be up here, but my pistols don't quite reach that far.
That's
So-
that's what I was thinking. I don't know if maybe Gertrude, do you have distance stuff? Would you
Maybe-
mind?
Maybe I could come
Let me
underneath
see how
the
far
tower.
it is. And nothing that would reach that far.
Let's see. I got.
Oh,
Oh, that's 30 feet. Yeah, I don't know if I could be up there unless we put it like a lot closer, like over here.
is it?
Well,
Like here.
Lucky can move. Like he can run a little
Yeah.
and try to pace and cry.
Try to
Maybe.
draw them out.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe he can come towards us as if he's been wounded in the forest and he's
Make a
coming
blood
out. trying
trail.
to-
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
While I'm also curled up, I'm just gonna stick my stuff out a little bit, and I'm gonna cast Scatter Screen to make. It's really hard to see the grid.
Yeah,
This-
that's true. Let me see if I can change the. Hang on. I might be able to change the grid color to something less snowy.
Well,
There you
got
go.
it anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There we
But
go.
yeah, so I have now made those squares into difficult terrain.
Okay.
Okay.
And then go back into ball mode.
Pull mode. Bergamot
Okay.
is secretly an armadillo. All right. So, is
again,
everyone where they want to be?
30, I just
Is
wanna-
it
I just
possible
wanna
for
get rid
Jackson
of
to get
30.
underneath the tower?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go underneath the tower then.
Yeah, the
Okay.
tower's going to be too far for some of my spells.
But is
so-
it actually a hiding spot then if you're under it?
He's gonna kind of sit along, like if we're looking at the idea of the forest,
Okay.
he's gonna kind of sit along the post there and try to hope that his leather coat kind of helps blend him in a little bit to the post.
Okay. I'm crouched down behind the wall.
Yeah, I'm just
Mhm.
trying to get. I'm trying
Well,
to
let's
get within
stand behind the wall.
30. Oh, stop that.
I want to state that my scythe is in my hands. I do have it out.
Battle axe and shield at the ready.
Okay, see, everything's real. These grids are like small, so I think it's super far, but it's not. We hit the distance.
So,
Like,
Dalia,
this
are
is
you?
30 feet. I have to get much closer for me to be effective. Oh, I can move after Lucky does his thing. We're gonna do that first. He's slathered with meat and blood. I'm gonna send him down there and have him yowl his little face off.
Right. Can you please make me a performance check for Lucky?
Or Lucky.
Could I have guided Lucky as I sent him out since I was hands on?
Yeah.
With blood and meat.
Yeah.
He is guided.
Okay.
So that's a
Plus one.
Okay. That's a 23.
Nice.
He rolled a
Lucky
19.
he's a secret actor.
My good, yeah. He acts like he likes you sometimes.
All right. Lucky walks around at the edge of the forest, trips over his feet, drags himself along like he's in pain, mewls pitifully.
No.
Lucky, I need a perception check from Lucky, please.
Okay, let's. Oop, not build. Play. Lucky. Perception. 10.
Cool. In that case,
Oops.
is Lucky considered a small creature?
Yes. No, tiny.
Tiny.
Cool. Perfect.
No, make you get swallowed.
Oh no!
I'm just checking my things. Please hold. All right. In that case, Lucky does not notice until it is too late. A wolf come out of the trees.
Mm-hmm.
It like the rest of you. Well, you can all roll perception if you want. You're watching fairly well, so I'll give you a +1. I guess.
Oh, okay.
I'm in ball mode, so I won't be looking.
No. Okay.
26.
22.
24.
Well, it's
We're watching
23.
very closely.
19.
Loralai and Gertrude, you see him.
25.
Dalia, you see him too. The rest of you don't.
I quickly
Until-
message Lucky and tell him to run to me. Can
How far does message go?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Ooh, I don't know the answer to that question.
120 feet.
Okay. All right. Okay. In that case, the wolf comes pouncing out of the forest, the trees. Lucky gets the message. What does he do?
He runs. Yeah, he's.
Cool. Is he
He's on the
running, or is he? I'm injured running.
Oh, he's injured running because he's a method actor.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna say, can you get Lucky, please, to make a reflex save? Because the wolf was pouncing on him.
Natural 20 for 26.
What?
Lucky
He lives up to his name! Right. So the wolf pounces, and as his claws come down where the cat was, the cat zoops out from underneath and takes off running in a I'm injured kind of a way towards the rest of you.
Yeah, the terrain. That's what he would have been told.
So, what is Lucky's usual speed?
His usual speed is 25. Oh no, that's me. Hang on. But it's also 25. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna say he can go 15 and maintain his I'm injured look.
Okay.
Or he can do the full 25, but then the wolf will be clued into the fact that he's bullshitting.
He's gonna do 15. So hang on, let me see where that would get him.
To like there, I think.
Okay, I'll just do that. To that one or to this one?
Next one long, yeah.
Okay.
The wolf growls very angrily. And he can run a lot further and a lot faster, so he is going to come after Lucky. At the same time as that, you see a second one coming out of the trees on this side. I think we should roll initiative.
Oh, that one's not close enough.
To figure out how this proceeds, because I don't know if we're going to go into the full combat before the break, but we just see how this plays out. So
And Lucky will go on my initiative. We'll just do it the easy. The layers on
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it.
Okay.
Sorry, please hold while I figure out what I'm doing. Stage, that's what we want.
Damn it, Loralai, I was so happy with my 28, and then you just happened to beat what I won.
I'm
Alright,
trying to find it on mobile.
Loralai,
Natural
29.
20 for 29.
That's ridiculous. Bria?
Trying to figure out how to roll on.
Oh, yeah, perception.
And there's
Just
one
hit
die.
a little
It's
dice
perception.
next to it.
Okay.
It's the same as perception here. I've got a bergamot. Is it? Oh, so 23 for Bria.
Woohoo!
Bria.
Bria.
Jackson is a 20.
Just so you're aware, I used his 10 paces, and as it started running, he took free action to draw out his pistol.
Okay.
One
Cool.
of them.
Cool. Bergamot is a 28. What is going on, you guys?
Yeah, we rolled really well.
You're all very
Like-
onto it. Oh, go back to the thing.
We are.
Me,
It's the planning.
Gertrude. Gertrude?
It's
I
loading.
don't see a roll from you. Oh, you're getting there. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. Dalia, 24.
Is this what Cleric initiative is? Wow. Bria.
I just need Gertrude's.
I'm
hang on,
sorry.
hang on. I need to put my... Wait. Oh, no. Sorry, I've done the dumb things. Please hold while I figure out what's going on.
It's just perception, right?
Yep.
Just roll that. Cool.
Sorry,
I got my
I'm gonna
phone.
have to do that.
24.
Please hold for Jax remembering
Okay.
how Hero Labs works. Because it didn't put the baddies in,
No.
which is not helpful.
I mean, it's fine.
No. That's not how that works. Okay. I've only put the baddies in once this time because that's much easier than trying to... Right. Okay, let's do this again. Show me the dice. So, Dalia got 24. Gertrude got 24. Bria got 23. Bergamot got 28. Loralai got 29. How many 20s were there in that lot? Jackson got 20 on the dot. Cool.
Who didn't get?
We all went 20 or
We all-
above.
20 or above.
The Wargs got 19. Oh wait, no.
Ooh.
Apparently they didn't. Oh, maybe it was 19 on the
19 on the die, but then...
die. Yeah. All right. So at the moment, the situation is Lucky is running slowly in a injured fashion away from one wolf, which is right like on his tail. Another one you have seen come out of the trees. You know from the stories you've heard that there are a lot more in this pack. You can only see 2 of them at the moment. So, Dalia, you're up first, which means Lucky gets a turn.
I'm up first? With 24?
Apparently. Oh, no, that
People
doesn't
got like
make
28
sense,
and
does it?
stuff.
Why?
I don't know why it has me. I'm gonna refresh.
Hang on.
'cause I shouldn't be.
Loralai should be first.
Yeah.
So what is happening? Let me refresh it also.
Hmm.
Maybe I didn't modify. Like a dummy.
Wait, did the witches roll the same initiative?
Yes.
Please hold
Here,
while I
this
fix
button
the
we can.
things.
The other way. The other
Yeah.
side.
Okay.
Boom.
Sorry. I know how this works, you guys. It's great. It's great. That should have been a 19. That should have been a... 23. My apologies. Please speak amongst yourselves while I fix
Okay.
this situation.
I'm not good at drawing cats, but here's my little doodle of Lucky.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Ah,
So if he uses like all 3 actions, does he move? Like, if he's gonna run, can he go like 75?
Yep.
It's still putting you at the start.
You can
Hmm.
use as
Can you
many
do-
stride actions as you want a turn.
I don't understand why it's still putting you at the start.
Maybe because I rolled a nat 20? No.
Maybe.
I didn't.
I
I don't
also
know.
rolled a nat
19.
20.
I rolled a 19, so.
Yeah, I don't know why it's saying that I have 15.
Yeah.
Did it try to roll our initiative?
It does that, but I
Oh.
overrode it and I said
No,
do it in this order, and it is not. It's not keeping what I'm putting in, which is
Fun.
weird. Yeah, great fun. I'm gonna try one more time, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to
Do it manually.
just fucking use. Actually, let's just do that. Let's just do that. That's probably a better way to do it. Right, so we have
I think it's
top is
Loralai.
Loralai,
Bergamot,
and then Bergamot.
and then Lacey. Did you get 26?
23.
There's
So
a 24. Dalia and Gertrude. Who's best between you two?
my dex is 12.
Hold on.
I will say by the rolls you get to choose.
Okay.
Dalia can go first.
Okay.
Okay.
Darling.
Dalia, then Gertrude, then Bria. We have a Bria as well, which is why I keep
We
doing
have a
that.
Briar. That's gonna be fun for
Then
Steve.
Jackson, and then the Wargs got lower than all of you. All right.
Woo!
So we'll just go to the good old pen and paper way of doing
Yep.
it. Lorelai, you're up.
We know that all of the wargs are not out. I'm sticking to the plan, and I'm holding until we know we've got more out.
Okay, cool. Bergamot.
Yeah, I'm just in a ball waiting to hear what's going on.
Just in a
As soon as I
ball.
hear an explosion, I'm going to pop out and I'm going to probably cast Ash Cloud.
Okay, so you're holding an ash cloud.
Yeah.
Cool. Dalia, and by extension, Lucky.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold, but I'm gonna have Lucky. What is the terrain thing? Does he get disadvantage or move less? Like if I want him to move,
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it just takes more.
It reduces. Yeah.
Yeah, so just tell me how far he can move. Because here's 75, so he can get
difficult terrain. Moving into a square of difficult terrain costs an extra 5 feet of movement.
Oh, okay. So he can get pretty much as far as he wants to go. He's going to run now. Now that he's got their attention, and leave a blood trail.
Okay.
And he's going to get on the other side of this
He can,
terrain.
I guess, use
All 3 of his movement.
I would assume, yeah.
Yeah.
I assume that it works the same for familiars, is it?
Or
I don't
do
know.
familiars have 2?
I
He can at
think
least move
they have 2.
Yeah, so I think he can move 50, which is maybe about here.
So I think we spend one of our actions to get them
Right,
to do.
right. Okay,
do.
so he was here. Yeah, so he can get here. Okay. Screaming for his life, leaving blood trail. That's what he's doing. Oh, is that no? That's too
Okay.
close to Bergamot. That's too close to Bergamot. Abort!
He could be like on up here.
Yeah. But I wanted to get them in the difficult terrain.
Okay.
All right.
That's
Cool.
fine. Yeah, as long as he's not too close. No anymore.
Gertrude.
Yes. Seeing that everything's going on, she's going to summon her sprite next to
Totally forgot the sprite.
her. Yeah, but now it can fight for us. So next
To
to
her.
Yes.
Gertrude.
So that way.
It is also tiny, right?
I believe so. Give me 1 second, please.
Jennifer.
There's gonna be an error that pops up because it says I have 2 minions and I'm only supposed to have 1. But that's how I can roll their stuff.
Yeah, that's all good. Cool. I'm pretty sure it is. It makes sense to me that it would be small or tiny. Anything else?
No, that's all 3 actions.
Bria.
Bria is casting magic weapon.
Cool.
On the axe.
Sweet. Jackson.
Jackson's gonna stick to the plan. He's waiting for them to come closer. He's got his pistol and he's ready. Actually, he'll draw his cutlass. He'll spend an action to draw his cutlass as well, but she'll try to do it kind of while staying behind the post. So if you need a stealth check, I'm happy to give it.
That's fine. They're focused on the thing that is food right now. Cool. This guy is going to run right up to Lucky, and it is going to attempt to
take a bite.
Yes, nom him. So.
If he gets eaten, I'm blowing him up.
It's a 21.
Yeah, that hits him.
Cool. Lucky takes 10. Wow, yeah. 10 points of, I rolled max damage on that, of bitey, piercing damage. And I believe... Oh, let's do the second attack, because it gets 2. Dirty 20.
Yeah.
And another 10, because I rolled max twice in a row. I see this is how this is going. Cool.
He's unconscious.
Does he disappear?
I think we talked about this.
He has to die to disappear. I don't think unconscious.
Yeah.
Is that
all right?
Right.
It's none of the rules specifically say what happens with them. It just says that they can die as they usually
can die. So I imagine it does the death saving throw.
Okay. You are watching Lucky in this wolf's mouth. Basically, it is like.
Sorry, buddy.
This guy is going to come out to there and then pause and sniff the air to see what is going on. So that is going to be a perception check. Hang on, there's a smell thing here. Please hold.
Can't smell me.
All right. So if you he looks vaguely disgusted.
That's fair.
Yes.
And just stops there and pauses and is like, there's something a bit weird.
That's the thing where the dogs scrunch up their noses and
Exactly. Loralai.
Dalia and Loralai have talked about this spell. Do I know that Lucky needs to be conscious for this spell to work?
It's my spell. He's not casting it.
Then I'm waiting. I'm holding. Holding an attack.
Yeah, I trigger it. It's not him that triggers it.
Then I'm sticking to the plan, baby.
Okay.
Cool.
Checking says you channeled disruptive energy through the bomb, so it's me.
Bergamot.
I still haven't heard the explosion go off, so.
So you're waiting?
Yep.
Dalia.
Dalia casts Final Sacrifice.
Okay, tell me about Final Sacrifice.
Okay, I channel disruptive energy through the bomb between me and my minion, causing it to violently explode. The target is immediately slain, and the creatures within 20 feet take 6d6 fire damage. And there's a basic reflex save.
Yep.
Okay,
So that will hit the 2 that you can see.
So let me roll.
So they each get to roll. I don't know why it's not showing you the things.
No, 13. Did it only roll 1 die?
So 20 for the one with him in his jaw, and 10 natural 1 for the other guy.
Oh, my DC is 19.
All right. So the one
Okay,
holding
so-
like he's saved somehow.
It's a little moist in his mouth, and so,
Yeah.
Wow. 66. 13 damage? That doesn't sound right. Dice quality 6.
Did you only roll 1s and 2s?
I don't know how to show it.
Yeah, no, you rolled a 3,
3, 2, 2, 2, 1.
Okay, I just rolled shitty.
Oh.
I sacrificed my buddy for 26 damage.
Oh.
Oh no, wait, what is the? Let me see what the save. Does the save do half? I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what the save is for.
It should say on your spell.
It should say whether it's success or fail. What happens?
It says target is immediately slain. Creature within 20 feet takes 66 fire damage. Basic reflex save.
Oh, so
let's just go with half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of them gets 6 and one of them gets 13.
Yeah.
Final sacrifice to a.
The target being the minion?
Yes.
No. Yeah, the target.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it'll hit both of those
Yes.
wolves that you can see.
Okay.
And Lucky is
gone.
Gone.
Oops.
At this stage, the wolf at the front, who had Lucky in his mouth, oh wait, no, there's a lot of held stuff. Let's do the held stuff.
Yeah.
Starting with the top. Loralai, you do your held stuff first.
Yep, I'm going to
That was a 2 thing. Should I finish my thing? My turn?
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Sorry.
We all know how this game works.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast True Strike, so my next attack has advantage. That's a 1 action thing.
Sweet. Lorelai.
Sorry, just a refresher. Is a held action only a 1 action thing?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can only do one thing with you.
Yeah.
It can be a multi-action. Like if it takes 2 actions to do it, you can still hold it. But you're only allowed to do one.
One thing.
Okay.
That's cool.
Because
So
I
if
wanted
it's
to
a
do a 2 action
spell,
thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You can
Okay.
still do that.
I pat Bria because she's right beside me, and I cast Shield Other. So if you're more familiar with the game that shall not be named, it's more of a sympathetic bond. Basically, if she takes damage, I take half of it.
Okay. Cool. Bergamot.
Cool. I'm going to cast Ash Cloud.
Yes.
Which is a burst of 20 foot. So Bergamot's just going to stand up, look at them, and just go, woof. And they need to do a fortitude save.
Okay. First one is an 18. Second one is a 15.
Okay, so the second one fails, the first one succeeds.
Mm-hmm.
So on failure, the target takes full damage and is dazzled for 1 round. On success, they only take half damage.
Do we have a dazzled logo? There we go.
Yeah. So what does dazzled actually do?
I don't know, let's do the damage first, then you can look it up while we do other people's things.
So apparently dazzled basically just means if you can only see via, like, if sight is your only precise sense, then you have everything is concealed.
Okay. Cool.
All right, cool. So from the looks of it, they don't take damage immediately, but when they start their turn in the cloud, they take 7 fire damage.
Yeah, let me make you a cloud with my awesome area of effect thingies that I have.
Ooh,
I probably don't have
where
an
did you
ash
get
one.
those?
I don't know, roll 20.
Oh, and,
So-
and
Oh,
creatures in the
yeah.
cloud can't detect anything using their sense of smell either.
Oh.
So it's a 20 radius or a 20
Yeah,
diameter?
it's a 20-foot burst. So I
Hmm.
wait. Hold on. It's in the.
That is an unhelpful
First.
description.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Okay. Yeah. So it's a radius. 20-foot
Okay.
radius.
That's bigger. That's the bigger one. Hey.
Yeah. So 20 foot in every direction from the center. I would have centered it kind of right in the middle between the two of them.
Yeah. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Have I gone one too many?
No, you need to. No, you need to go further.
You need 2 more.
Does that look right?
One more.
Yeah. No. Oh, one more. Yeah.
There we go.
That is so cool.
Awesome. How long does it last?
A minute.
Sweet. I wonder if I can move it behind the.
Yeah, so does that mean that we can't see them, or does this just inhibit their sight?
Yeah, it's a tumultuous cloud of ash and smoke.
So
The
we
creatures
probably-
can't detect anything using their sense of smell, and it's difficult terrain for flying creatures. So I would assume since it's smoke, it's pretty fucking hard to see.
Yeah. I would say the rest of you probably can't see them either.
Okay.
All right. Dalia, you did your things. Gertrude, were you holding
Yeah.
something?
No, because it's 3 actions to get the sprite, and I
Sprite.
forgot to say what it was gonna do. So
Okay. Bria, were you holding something?
Nope.
Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson, even though the ash cloud's there, he's going to take a shot off with his pistol at the
All right.
closest one.
Cool.
It'll ping.
Is
Come on,
that
ping.
disadvantage with the obscured vision? What is the?
It'll be a
Like, I don't know.
circumstance.
Oh, it's a
What's the-
circumstance. Okay.
50.
do they have cover?
No. If they're concealed, you need to pass a flat DC 5 check when you try to attack them,
Cool. So roll a d20.
unless it's
Jackson.
an area of effect, obviously.
Okay.
Gertrude BeeBiscuit has inspiration.
D20. Oh, Jesus, why did it roll 3? Just 1.
Just roll more
Uh,
than 5.
13.
Okay. Cool. Shoot.
Okay.
Loralai, does this? Are you okay?
Sorry, I just forgot to do something, and Loralai wouldn't be as forgetful as Shawnali.
Okay.
She
We'll
would have
get back
yelled.
to you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. No, go ahead. Yell.
she yelled the one that had Lucky in their mouth, because we agreed that whoever
Oh.
was up first
right.
in initiative
Yeah.
would
Yes.
mark who was.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Hmm.
Jackson, go.
28 to hit.
28 will hit. Yes.
All right, and that is 2 points of piercing damage.
Woohoo!
Cool.
Not a problem. We've got
Uh,
this.
Sweet.
I will specify with the concealed rule, you can still see them. It's harder to target them.
Yeah.
So you guys can still see the wolves. It's a little bit
Yeah.
awkward.
Yeah.
You've just got to. Yeah. It's similar to the thing Gertrude did to my people last time. Yep.
Mhm.
All right. At this point, that warg in the very front lifts his head up and howls. And as he does, you hear answering howls from the tree line.
Oh, that's cool.
And we are going to take a break and pick this up when we get back.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Amazing. All right. So, as some of you may know, when I'm not being a Gallant Horde mum / every other character in every game we play, sometimes I do this other small thing that has a little bit of a following called Wolfenoots. And I thought that since this game involves wolves, I should give something
Oh.
Wolfenooty away today.
Oh.
I have a couple of years ago, we worked with Level 1 Gamers to make a limited edition coffee cup for Wolfenut. And I have like 2 or 3 of them left that are just sitting on my shelf, not doing anything. So you can't buy these anymore. These are the only ones that still exist. Apart from the ones people bought at the time. This is what it looks like.
Oh.
Can you see that?
I
It's
need
not focusing very well, but
Yeah.
I need
that's
that.
better.
it is a wolf howling at the moon, and the moon is a D20, so it's very fitting. That was a charity thing we did in that particular year. I have a couple left over, so I figured I would give one of those away today, just for something new and different. So that is our giveaway today. Hang out in the chat during the break. Adam will play some marbles, and the winner of marbles will get sent one of these mugs.
Ooh.
Don't go anywhere, and we will see you back here very soon. See you in a bit. Hello, humans of the internet. Welcome back to the Gallant Horde. We are fighting some wargs at the moment. Will and Chrissy will get you some mugs sent to you. I'm pretty sure I have both your addresses, although it seems Chrissy's coming to visit. And bringing cheese! So I'll swap you some cheese for a Wolfenut mug. That seems like an excellent deal for me. All right, let us get back into this. So we have managed to fix the initiative order in Hero Labs, so it is now right. The wargs are currently sitting in a cloud of ash. You have heard howling from the tree line. Loralai, we're just going to dive right back in. You're up first.
Oh, this is great. I have a Roll20 question.
Yeah.
What's the button that you press to like when you're measuring things to like make
It
an
looks
angle?
like a comb. It's the 4th one down.
1, 2,
It's
3,
supposed to be a
4,
ruler,
5.
but it looks like a comb to me.
No, sorry, on your keyboard so that you can measure multiple parts.
I think it's
at a
Alt.
time.
Alt?
Alt?
Maybe?
Okay.
Maybe?
Okay.
Control? Oh, Alt. Yes.
Alt. Okay.
Everybody's
Nope,
doing
not
it.
Shift.
It's shift?
I don't know. I'm trying things.
We're trying things.
If you go to
I can't
the
remember.
keyboard shortcut on the settings cog, it'll tell you.
Okay, that's
was
for
a
another
much
turn.
better way.
25. Let's go. There, we know we're on the move now.
Yep.
Control F?
I know.
I know. I'm just
I'm going to go there, and I'm going to cast shield on. Oh, I'm going to make sure that I can cast shield on myself.
I mean, I can.
I cast
This is
shield on
so-
myself,
Okay.
and as a free action in the local tongue, I tell the wolves that they are morons. That's my turn.
Cool.
Are
Bring
you
'em up.
demoralizing them? No, that's an action.
All right. They're still kind of in the cloud, so I don't want to just kind of rush
Yeah.
up there and take damage. So what I will do is I will. Oh, that's yeah. Okay, I will flick my staff forwards and chuck off some tanglefoot in the direction of the one at the front.
Okay. Is that an attack?
Yes, it is.
So you need your roll. Don't get less than a 5 roll, please.
That was pretty terrible.
Was it less than a 5?
Yes.
Oh.
Excellent. You
So that
you
just
do not.
goes-
Yeah. Nope. You cannot see that wolf well enough to aim at him.
Okay.
What else you
then
got?
I'm just going to position myself in front of the terrain.
Cool.
Oh, sorry,
Dalia.
There we go.
Dalia.
I noticed Lucky in the lineup, and I'm like, oh, I need to take his hit points away so I can get him
Yeah,
off.
he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
think I can take
do
him out.
a
Oh wait.
I hadn't taken his last hit points, so
Right.
that was on me. Okay. I'm gonna do True Strike, which gives me advantage on my next attack, and then I'm gonna do well, let me roll a d20 first and see if I can see that will. Oh wait, do I need to move? Sorry, I was chatting and not getting ready on my. Yeah, I need to get within 30 feet for that one to work. So if I move up here, then I can't do True Strike. And let me see how far away I am. Oh, 30. Perfect. Okay, so I can't do True Strike, so this is not going to be an advantage. I'm just going to do Telekinetic Projectile, like the one that ate my buddy.
You need to. Is that a attack?
Oh, that was. I think it. Well, damn it. Hang on. Attack. It's an attack.
If it's an attack, you need to roll a d20 first and get higher than 5 to see if you can see him well enough to attack him.
Oh, okay. So I need to go to the dice thingy. Where's the dice icon? There it is. 16?
Yep. Attack.
And then do click on the spell to do attack. Click. Where's it? The dice. The dicey next to it. Oh, 9? That's terrible.
Ooh.
Okay, never mind. That is all.
That is all. Okay, Gertrude.
Okay. She's gonna spend one action to sustain her sprite, blah, and then another action to get here. That's all her actions.
Mm-hmm.
BeeBiscuit's gonna stay hidden because I don't want him to die. And then the sprite is going to. It only has a 20-foot movement speed, so it's going to get right here and then go up in the air 10 feet, I think. Hold on, let me double check. No, it's gonna go here. There we go.
Okay.
And it's gonna stay close to the ground. So,
Okay.
there we
Cool.
go.
Excellent. That brings us to Bria.
Bria is over here, I think. Yeah. And she's gonna try and hit this one with a daze.
Okay. Is that an attack roll?
No, it is a save.
Okay. What kind of save am I saving?
Will.
13?
No! 3 mind damage.
Did you say 3 mind damage?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay.
And
It does something else, doesn't it?
Only if you,
In the brain.
if it critically fails.
Okay. Cool. That means it is now. Is that you? Are you done? Is that
Yes.
you? Jackson.
Wait.
Wait.
1, 2. Nope, I'm done.
Jackson.
So Jackson is gonna come out, and my understanding, if you don't move your full, so like I want to do move, action, and then move, but the 2 moves would be less than my full movement. Would that still only be 1 action?
No.
It takes
So,
an action to
I mean,
move, and
yeah.
that's it, no matter how far you move.
Correct.
Okay, that's fine. So Jackson's gonna step out behind the post there, step forward 10 feet, looking at the warg there in the front, and come on, you little bilge rat! We ain't out here, we're in there! And he's gonna try and deceive him while reloading his gun using Reconnaissance Reload.
Doesn't need to understand you for that to work.
It does not. It just gets
Okay.
a -4 circumstantial bonus.
Cool.
So
is that
it needs to do. It's a will save against
save.
my deception.
Alrighty.
So I think I get a -4.
I rolled an 11.
Ooh, okay. Well, come on, let's roll. Hero Lab's doing a thing.
Yeah, because we redid the initiative. Give it a second. Let it get over itself.
Yeah. The window opened just fine. Come on.
If in doubt, refresh.
Yep, I'm gonna refresh. Give me just a second. There we go. So with the -4, I got a 19.
Okay. So what does
it is
that mean?
Demoralized. It has frightened 1.
Okay. Cool. Believe that I can.
I'm sorry, I did a deception check to create a diversion, so I don't know what creating a diversion does in Pathfinder.
Please hold while I look it up. In the meantime, oh, it's my turn. Create a diversion. But you can sneak away. You become
Alright,
hidden
cool.
to each creature whose perception is less than or equal to your results. The hidden condition
it'd be
allows
a
you to
perception
sneak
check,
away.
then I
This
will.
lasts until the end of your turn, or until you do anything except step or use the hide or sneak action. If you strike a creature, the creature remains flat-footed against that attack, and you become observed.
So I'm sorry, it was a perception check then against the...
Create a diversion. Yes, it would have been. It wouldn't have made a difference. It would have been a 13 instead of a 11. Still would have failed. So essentially, that wolf can't see you until you hit it, and if you hit it before it sees you, or it can't see you until you make an attack or some sort of threatening thing. It has a -2, essentially, to its AC against you specifically.
Cool, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my final action and take a shot off at it.
Okay.
Just cause, you know, damage. 26 to hit.
That hits for sure.
5 points of piercing.
Cool.
And that's Jackson.
Awesome. Jamie, do these things take damage at the start of their turn or the end of their turn if they're in the cloud?
I believe it's a start. Double checking.
Okay.
Yeah, creatures that start their turn within the cloud take 2d4 fire damage.
Cool. Please roll your bad dog damage.
Okay. 2 1s. That's a 2.
Amazing. Cool. Alrighty. It is the Warg's turn. So.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Do they do their saving throws as well? Or do they just go off the first saving throw?
I assume it goes off the first one unless it specifically says that they can resave.
No, it doesn't say anything about that. So.
Nah, I'd say it just stays the same then. Alright, well, since they can't see Jackson, or this one can't see Jackson, it's going to head towards Bergamot, who's the next closest. The Tanglefoot thing is still there? Or has that gone when you did the...
No, that's there for a minute.
Okay. And that halves their movement through that square?
No, it just adds on extra 5 to all of their movement.
Subtracts.
If they move a foot, it takes an extra 5 feet.
Okay, so he can still get to you, is what that means.
Yep.
This one is going to...
The second one, when it moves, I'm going to use my reaction to cast Lose the Path.
Okay. What does that do?
So, it needs to make a will saving throw.
$22.
Jeez, okay, yep, that works. So, no, it doesn't.
Hero Lamb's dice likes me a lot more than my actual physical dice. I'm just saying. All right, so he
Like,
is
either
going
very
to
high or very low. There's
run straight out of the cloud, which is, look, give me the thing. 30 feet to get to there.
I'm sorry, Jax. Did you say that one couldn't see Jackson? It should be able to see Jackson because he shot at it, right?
Oh, yes, it can. That's
Okay.
true. That's
I
true.
was like, if I'm,
You're right.
if
So
I'm still
it is
hitting, I'm
actually
still
gonna.
hitting.
Yeah. No, you're right, and it would come after you because you ouched it. This one is going to basically use its turn to circle around to like here. And then you're gonna watch as several others come out of the forest. That one will use 2 lots of movement to get to Jackson. This one will use all its movement to get to here. What's that for, right? They're so well hidden in these trees, you guys. I'm struggling to figure out where they are.
So the
1, 2,
first,
3,
the first
4.
one, the one we agreed to, is Jackson, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This one.
So they're basically just using their movement at this point to attempt to. Oh, can you go? That is all you see for now.
Ooh.
This is fun.
Jackson, one of those, the one that was closest, is going to bite you.
All right.
That is a 14. No,
Does
I
not
lie.
hit.
25. It was a 14
That
on the
hits.
die. Sorry, I read the wrong thing. 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And the second bite is an 11.
Does not.
Which I assume does not hit. No. Cool. Oh, I forgot to end yours, and we will end theirs. That's them. Next round, Loralai, you're up.
Hi. I can't be more than 30 feet from Bria right now, and I would make sure that I am conscious of that.
Uh-huh.
So I'm only gonna move up here. And then I'm going to use a 2-action heal.
Yep.
On Jackson. Because doing the 2-action one means I can do it at a range. And so that's going to be... Let me roll for it.
Just trying to roll my healing, because one of my wargs got healed.
Oops. Sorry, I accidentally reset it instead of rolling it. Jackson, please take 8 points of healing.
Oh, thank you.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Come on.
Right.
Trying to think about too many things, you guys.
Okay. So, Bergamot's gonna look around and go, "Oh, okay. I guess it's time then." She's gonna slam her staff into the ground, and then she's gonna turn into a massive frog.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
and-
Cool.
Since that takes 2 actions, What range does that have? 15 feet. Okay, cool. So that's perfect, because that's not enough to reach the target. It is enough to reach this guy. So she's going to swing out her tongue and just slap it across the face.
Cool. Please hold while I give you a frog. There you go. Burgo frog.
Yes. Okay, so that is a...
I'm pretty sure I've seen this scene in Naruto 1 or 2 times.
So which one are we hitting? Sorry?
The one just south of.
Okay. Yep. Cool.
So it is that plus 9. Roll that. 16 to hit.
16 does not hit.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cool. That's the end of my turn.
Alrighty.
Oh, and Chomps is just sitting on top of my head.
So it's a giant frog with a small frog on its head.
And we both go.
It seems like something out of a fucking Ghibli movie. Anyway, cool. Gertrude. Oh, Hero Labs has switched you 2 rounds, so I'm gonna just roll with that if that's cool. Alright, Gertrude, go. Because you had the same initiative, I think.
Yeah. I only went to go first because Lucky, so it's totally fine.
Yeah.
I knew what I was gonna do, and now I forgot. Okay, first action, sustain the sprite. And then 2 action, daze the one next to Jackson, which is a will save, please.
Okie dokie.
The one that's been hurt.
That's a 16.
That fell, so that it takes 4 mental damage.
Okay.
And then, is there a penalty for using a ranged attack next to something in Pathfinder?
Please hold.
Okay.
Ranged attack. Oh, Adam says no. I'm gonna believe him.
Cool. So the 2 actions that the sprite has is to use Luminous Spark and go to that wolf.
Okay.
Okay.
Please roll. Thank you. I'm assuming 11 doesn't hit.
No.
And the second 5 definitely didn't hit. That was a natural one.
Do you have inspiration, babe? I'm not supposed to be saying anything. We got a message in our heads. I don't know if you saw it.
Yes.
A voice reminding us.
Yeah, if you don't have the stream open, you do have it, just so you know.
Okay. Should use it just to make sure. What do I reroll the first one, or would it be the second?
Up to you. Up to
We'll
you.
do the first one. I'm assuming 13 doesn't hit. I've just been rolling really bad today.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
Aw.
Alright. That's you?
Yes.
Okay. Dalia.
I'm going to do True Strike to get advantage, and then do Telekinetic Projectile at... What's that? Lucky, this guy right here.
Mm-hmm.
So, first roll is a 9. So we're going to reroll because I have advantage. I feel like it's just rolling damage, though. This is so weird. They're rolling super low. No, that can't be right. Where does it show the dice? And am I just rolling that crappy?
It's not even showing your rolls to me.
Okay. So,
like the last one I can see in the dice roll history is Gertrude's Luminous Spark.
Yeah, the sprite.
Okay, so
refresh maybe.
Yeah, hit refresh.
Okay, let me try.
So what are we doing? Telekinetic projectile.
Telekinetic projectile. So the dice that's on that row, if I click on that, that should be the attack, right?
Yep.
It just keeps coming up 9, so I think something's broken. I'll just roll a 20 and my I think I'm a +9 to hit. Yeah, that can't be right because I'm a +9, so I know it's not.
Let me do it. So I don't know what it's. So when you are at your spell,
Yeah.
Hang on, let me go into your proper.
All the way to the right, the little D6. Is that what I'm clicking?
Yep. It should pop up a window.
I think I'm clicking the window and then not rolling. Hello.
There we go.
Old lady.
Also,
Dice.
I'm so
Plus
sorry to
9.
interrupt.
There we go.
Kit, you're very hard to hear when you turn to look at the other screen.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. That's a 28 to hit.
That hits!
And that is 12.
Okay.
I think it's bludgeoning.
I don't think it matters for these guys.
Okay. And that's my turn.
12. Can you see their little health point things? You can, right?
Yes.
Yeah, looks like it. Cool. Cool. Alright. So that one looks pretty hurt at this point. It's unhappy with its state of affairs. Bria! You're up.
Bria is going to move next to Gertrude and tap her on the shoulder and cast Forbidding Ward.
Okay.
You get a +1 to armor class and saving throws against that particular one's attacks. This one.
Sweet.
That's 2. Yep, that's
That's you?
That's me.
Jackson!
Do you maybe want to get closer to somebody you can't be 30 feet away from?
Sure! Move.
You hear a shot ring out and the meta pigeon dies. Jackson, you're up.
So I just need a DM clarification flavor thing. So it takes an action to draw.
Yeah.
The way that Jackson's been built with his gunslinger Pistorolo is the idea of being able to like draw and shoot and slash and all that fun stuff, right? How would you rule if he were to drop his pistol that he's holding and draw his sword and pistol? Would that take 2 actions to draw the 2, or would you be good? Would it be cool to do the 1 action? What's your ruling on that?
Does he have any skills that allow him to do that at the same time?
Not really. He just has the sword and pistol that gives him a benefit when striking. But that's why I wanted clarification with.
I think because Pathfinder's a lot stricter about that kind of stuff, that unless you have something that specifically lets you do it simultaneously, that's going to be an action for each one.
Yeah, I believe there's a dual wielder feat that helps with that.
Yeah. That's the thing, is there are actual feats that let you do it, which means that me just letting you do it kind of negates those feats, so I'm gonna say no.
He's gonna take an action and draw his good old cutlass. And he's gonna strike out at the one that we've been attacking.
Okay.
And 14 to hit.
That misses.
Oh. One action. Oh lords. Yeah, he's gonna do his reconnaissance reload. Use like the tools from his hands that kind of, or his robotic hand to help reload it real quick.
Okay.
Oh, you filthy rats! You need more than just yourself. And that one is gonna be a will versus intimidation.
Okay.
Don't bother.
15.
Yeah, I rolled a 4, and yeah.
My wargs have inspiration, you guys.
Oh, actually, I have inspiration as well. I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
Let's see if I can up my 19.
That does hit.
So it's frightened 1 now.
Okay.
Whatever that does in Pathfinder.
You're a little bit blurry, Mike.
Yeah, you are.
I need to get a new camera. I need to get a new camera.
Did it?
I know, right?
That's better.
Oh, you were re-rolling the intimidation, not the attack.
Yes.
Sorry,
Correct.
I understand. Okay, cool. This one can mean frightened. I don't know. Cool.
Pistol's reloaded. He'll take another slice with the cutlass.
Okay. I'm just looking up frightened.
Ha! That is a natural 1.
That was a very
Woo!
excited response.
That's
Wow.
excellent. That is
Cool.
that's excellent.
Everything's fine. This is going well.
It looks like frightened means it gets a -1 to all its things, basically, is the short version. Okay. It's the Warg's turn. And they're now perfectly positioned. So, this one is going to close in here. This one is going to close in here. And this one is going to... Is it still dazzled now that it's out of the ash cloud? I assume the answer is no.
Yeah, it was only dazzled for 1 round.
Cool.
So, since
Let's
it's gone around,
remove its thing. Cool. So 3 of them there, and then this one's going to close in here so that there's 3 of them there. Because when there's 3 of them attacking one person, they get advantages. So, Jackson, we'll start with you.
Yeah.
This guy will attack you, but he has a -1 to his attack due to his frightened state. So, first attack will be an 18.
It.
Please take 9. Wow. Points.
Yep.
Oh, because it's, yeah. Sorry, I was, yeah. Cool. Second attack, 23.
Yep.
6 points of piercing.
Yep.
Third attack, 12.
No.
No. Cool. The other 2 will only get 2 each. I just need to look at what this thing does. Oh, I see. They deal... Oh. Oh. They deal an extra 1d4 for each of the...
Ooh.
Please fuck off.
oh dear.
Yes. For each... So, the first one... Why? Why are you doing that? Reset.
Thank you
Sorry.
for the healing word. That helps.
Sorry, ignore the rolls I'm doing because they're not right. I'm trying to... There we go. Let's take that away.
Healing word's still 1d4 plus 4, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. I need a d4 and nothing else. Thank you. Right, so an extra 2 on the first attack. And an extra 4 on the second attack.
Whoa.
Because of their pack tactics.
So that would have downed Jackson before the healing word got in.
Oh.
Okay.
So Jackson's down.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Oh, look, there's a cleric going next.
Yes, but we do the get him up. Oh God.
Okay. I need to roll for a thing. Okay. All right. This warg is going to jump over Jackson's down body and attempt to bite the sprite. It only gets the 1 because of the jump. 15?
Misses.
It misses! The sprite dodges out of the way. This one will adjust its course, I guess, in that case, and go for Loralai. It'll only get the 1 attack. 12. I'm guessing 12 doesn't hit you.
No.
Alright. Alright. So, Jackson. Right. Oh, wait. Jeez, I've got a whole nother set done here. Gertrude!
My turn to go down. Let's go.
Let's go. So, they each get 2 attacks on you.
Yeah, and the one to the left, I believe I have a +1 to the AC against that one, yes?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. So the first attack is 30.
Whoa!
I rolled a 19.
Which is, yeah.
So that
18,
is 10 points of damage.
well, that
plus
would be critical. Yeah?
What is your AC?
18 against that one, so it's a critical.
Yep. It would.
Oh boy.
Which makes it 20 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still up?
Barely.
I'm gonna have to roll a d4. Please hold. Because
Well,
of
I'm either down
tactics.
or I'm not. There's a 50-50 chance on that one.
3.
I'm down. She had 22
Cool.
hit points, so...
Cool. In that case, these guys are going to dodge across. The good news is that now they don't have pack tactics because there's only 2 of them on Dalia.
Does my
Three.
sprite leave because I'm down?
Does it require concentration?
Think so. Let me double check.
Yeah, check it. If it requires concentration, then the answer is yes. Dalia, 1 attack from each on you. 13.
No.
Second wolf. 29.
Yes.
7 points of... Is that a crit?
No.
7 points of...
Wait, 29? Yes.
29.
AC 16, so yes.
Alright, please hold. Because there's a way to do this in the thing.
By the way, it's not concentration. I just can't get it to do anything if I'm not up.
Okay, so that's 14 instead of whatever I said.
Okay, 14.
On that one. That's the Warg's turn. I suggest you do your best to not let them do that again. Loralai, you're up.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I, because the sprite is tiny, can I occupy that space?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an ally as well, so I'm going to say yes, because it's tiny. Like, it could just float above your shoulder.
Okay,
I don't know what the official ruling is, but that makes sense to my brain.
Yeah, like, I'm 5 feet tall.
Yeah,
this is a
exactly.
tiny creature. Like, okay, I'm going to attack the one that we agreed we were going to attack. That's a 28 to hit.
That hits.
Is that a crit?
That is a crit.
Excellent.
Actually, yep, it is a crit.
Well, then mine should have been a crit. Because mine was... like that.
Remind me, please. I don't remember Pathfinder rules all the time. I'm still learning too.
That does mean because my scythe is marked as a deadly weapon, I actually get extra damage on a crit.
Cool.
Come on, that's 19 points of damage.
That wolf is dead.
Woo! Woo!
Okay. I'm going to call to the others to attack the one that's already taken damage on their side.
Okay.
Okay.
And I am going to move again, and I'm gonna come down here. Nope, I'm not. I've decided not, and I'm just going to do a second attack.
Okay.
On this one right here, because I can't get to something. And only a 7, so that's a no.
All right.
Is that a critical failure?
Yes. AC 17.
Schadenfreude. I am going to cast a reaction spell.
Yep.
Yes.
And I need it to make a will save, please.
I kind of wanted to fail because this thing is called Schadenfreude.
Right?
That's awesome. 8.
Pardon?
8.
That is a critical failure, which means the creature is lost in its amusement and is stupefied 2 for 1 round and stunned 1. So it thinks that me screwing up that attack was so funny that
I love that so much.
It's having like it cannot focus.
Right.
Right.
So
I'm just looking up stupefied. Please
amazing.
So it does take like a -1 status on perception checks and will saves for one round.
A whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Spell attack rolls, that's not such a thing for it.
It doesn't matter.
Anything to do with Okay, cool.
It means that it can't help with pack tactics for a while, so I'll take it.
Yep. I'm gonna make it the snail, because that makes sense in my brain.
Yep.
Cool. That's amazing. That's
Woo!
amazing.
I wasn't sure I could use that spell.
Awesome. Alright, is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Excellent. So that brings us did I wait, what is happening? What is happening? I didn't next round, that's why. Alright, Bergamot, you're up.
Okay. So looking at oh, no, never mind, sorry. Oh, did you give me no, you didn't give me control of the big frog.
Oh, sorry. Please hold. There's not a lot of you guys.
Yeah.
There you go. You now have control of the big frog.
Alright, cool. Seeing that Loralai seems to have things in control up there, Big Frog Bergamot is going to hop on down to here and then just try and grapple the wolf directly south of her.
Okay. Strength?
So,
Fortitude?
no, it's an athletic check against the target's fortitude DC. So
cool.
10 plus whatever the usual force is.
Yep.
Now, how much do I have? Because I know Wild Shape sets my +9. Cool. So that will be an 11 plus strength. Okay. I'm going to re-roll that using my hero point.
Okay.
No, sorry, using my inspiration. I'll re-roll that.
Yes.
Re-roll that. 17.
So that's against his fortitude plus 10, yes?
Yeah.
No. 21.
21 fortitude.
No, he has 11. So 10 plus 11 is 21.
Jeez, okay, right.
They're
Cool.
strong. They're big wolves. They're strong.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, in that case, just going to make 2 bitey attacks.
Okay. Giant giant frog bite the wolf.
Yep, that's it. So, it is a 9 then plus. Okay, so same thing. Cool. That makes it easier. So 23 to hit.
That hits.
That's my first double digit of the day. I'm glad. Cool. So that's 2d6 plus 1. Cool. 13 max. So max damage on that.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna do it again. This is really annoying because I'm sure that there's a way to add the wild shape effects.
I'm sure
onto
there
my
is.
sheet, but I just can't bloody find it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good enough. I'm going to use my hero point to reroll that.
Mm-hmm.
27.
That's a crit.
Nice. Okay. Change that to 6 to that. Change 1. Well, that's 13 points of damage normally. Does that kill it anyway? Or do I
No.
need to crit stuff?
No. You should be able to just tell it that it's a crit, and it'll work it out for you.
I'm doing this custom roll.
Ah,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So that just is double the damage, is it?
Yes. Yes, at the moment that's what we're doing because it's easier.
Cool. Well, 13 doubled them, I guess.
26. That is enough to kill it, in fact.
Beautiful. Just nom nom nom.
Yep.
And then
It is eaten by frog. It is a very undignified way for a warg to go.
I'm just picturing the tongue pulling it in like it would a fly.
Yeah.
And then just toss it to the side. Just
Nice. Nice. All right. All right. That's you,
That is me.
Frogamot. Gertrude.
The one and only.
I need you to roll a d20 and get higher than a 10, please.
I'm going to do my best. I'm going to use... Do I have inspiration right now? Can somebody tell me that? If I
Yes,
do
you
or
do.
not?
You
Okay,
do.
I'm going to use that.
Oh dear.
16, we're good.
Right. I believe you are stabilized.
I will mention to anyone that's down, if you can use all of your hero points to just survive, to suddenly put yourself as stabilized.
But you can only do that the one time.
Yeah.
So, you are stabilized, Gertrude. This does, however, mean that you are wounded, which means if you go down again, you will be dying 2.
Dying 2.
Dying 4 means you're next. Yes, I did it! Sorry, Lionel, you know I love you.
Oh, he's eating it up. Are you kidding me?
This is what he would have wanted.
Yeah.
Alright, so Gertrude is stable, but I think you're still unconscious until someone actually does something about it. I believe, is how that works.
And the pixie just hangs out with Loralai, because I can't do anything.
Hi.
I'm just making sure I have it right. I printed out your thing.
Lionel says, I'm shocked, hurt, outraged, in
Whatever.
brackets, but dead, so who the F cares?
Oh, we love you,
Look,
Lena.
it's been 2 weeks. It's not too
Yeah.
soon. Dalia, you're up.
Okay. True strike and telekinetic thingy on this guy. Telekinetic thingy.
Question.
Projectile.
Bergamot, is your cloud still there?
It lasts for a minute, so yeah.
It just hangs out there. Okay, cool. Sorry, go ahead, Dalia.
Okay, let me get this. 19. But since I have advantage, I'm gonna roll again because I might get a crit.
So, Pathfinder advantage is not the same. It's usually a circumstance bonus. What does your thing specifically tell you?
It's True Strike, which gives me I roll twice and I pick the highest.
Ah, okay, cool.
It's a
Just
spell,
checking.
It's a spell, yeah.
Yep, just checking
No
that
worries.
we were on the same page.
Yeah. Come on.
Cool, cool.
29. Is that critical?
That's a crit.
Yay.
Yep.
That is going to be 11, so 22 on this guy that's already injured.
Alrighty. That is enough.
Okay. That's my turn.
He is down. Cool. That's your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Bria,
Oh, babe.
you're up.
I'ma move.
Okay.
I hit some shit. For once in my life. Let's see. Battle axe.
Yes.
Yeah, freshly sharpened, babe. Let's do it.
17.
Just hits.
Ooh.
Yeah.
8 points.
Nice. Who we hitting? This guy. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
And one more. 5.
What was that? Yeah, no.
Do you have?
Cool. Cool,
Um,
cool. That's probably you. Move, hit.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Jackson,
Yeah.
would you like to please roll a d20 and get more than... Yes!
That's an 11. So yes, I will.
That's an 11. So same deal. You are stable, but you're wounded. So if you go down again, you're dying too.
Yeah.
Cool. It is the wargs. One of them is fucked up because it's Loralai's hilarious. I guess.
Nice.
Yeah,
such
I'm
a
very
fun
funny.
This one's gonna go and help his very amused friend, I guess. So remind me, it gives it a negative to... What does it do?
The
I
stupefied
opened it.
situation.
Yeah. Status
Um,
penalty, blah, 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 blah. So
Yeah.
it doesn't affect attacks?
It has. I don't know if stupefied. Well, it's also stunned. Remember too.
Oh, it's also stunned. Okay, so it actually can't do anything.
Yeah.
Stunned 1, right?
Yes, stunned 1, stupefied 2.
Cool. So it's stunned for 1 round, stupefied for 2, is essentially what that means. Right, the other one, however, is going to just bite you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nom! Dirty 20.
That hits.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's just not a crit.
Oh, okay. 7 points of bitey damage.
Okay.
Second bitey is 17.
That hits.
For another
Character.
9 points of bitey damage.
Sorry. 9 points.
Yeah. Cool. And then this guy at the bottom.
Actually, sorry. He's not done. I use another reaction.
Yeah.
Because, is this a new round? Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was...
Yeah, it was their turn last time.
Yes.
Yes.
So, hello. Reaction
Hello.
time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you are familiar with the line, "Nobody makes me bleed my own blood." But I have that in spell form.
What does it do?
Blood Vendetta. I need
Ooh.
It's loading.
Sounds fun.
I need a will save, please.
Okily dokily. 9.
Oh, baby. That is 10. That's a failure by 10.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a crit?
Yep.
Because
If
it's
a
just...
failure by 10.
Okay. Okay, so I've cursed the target, punishing them for having the audacity to spill my blood. The target takes 2d6 persistent bleed damage.
Oh.
And until the bleeding stops, it has weakness 1 to piercing and slashing damage. And it takes double persistent bleeding, so 4d6.
Oh. Roll better than
All
you
right.
did.
Roll some persistent bleeding damage then, I guess.
4d6. Let's go. Come on. 11 persistent.
11.
bleed.
So it will do that on each of its turns.
Yes.
You need to remind me of that. I am not keeping
Yes.
track of that. Cool. Sweet. Loralai's working through some things via violence. Right, this wolf is gonna bite the lady who hit him with an axe. Or hit his friend with an axe. Or whoever you hit with an axe. Bria! 26!
That hits.
Please take 10 points of piercing damage.
Only 5.
All right.
5 points of piercing damage.
Well, I was also
20
going to throw up a shield block.
Oh.
5 is the second attack.
Yep.
25. Yep. Another 10.
If you do shield, then Shawnali takes 5 and the shield takes 5, so you take none on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Another 10. So Shawnali takes 5. Well, Loralai takes 5. Shawnali takes none due to being a real person. The damage is only emotional. Third attack. No is the answer.
Let's just say no.
Alrighty. That's the Wolfie Wolves. That brings us to the next round. Lorelai.
Hello. Yes.
It is a number. It's a natural 1. That sound was the sound of a natural 1. Sorry. Please continue. My Adam was mocking me in front of the internet. And we can't have that.
Okay. What was the ruling on if you drinked someone? Like if you feed someone a healing potion? Is it 2 actions or is it what is it? I don't know what it is.
Use an object? Is it?
Oh,
I
would that
think
count
it's an
as
action. I think it's an action. I'm gonna say action just to keep things rolling, and we'll look it up later.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, don't yell at me. We'll look it up later.
Whatever.
I'm talking. I'm
That's an interact action.
talking to the internet. I know you won't yell at me, but the internet's famous for yelling at people.
Actually, I am going to, because I get a little bit back myself. I'm going to actually heal.
Okay.
Jackson.
Okay.
That is 26 points of healing. I have not been rolling healing properly this whole time, apparently. I've not been adding the plus.
Jackson, you have 26 hit points. Suddenly. You're not
muted,
noisy.
Jackson's back at full.
I also take, because I have communal healing, when you use heal on a single target other than yourself, you regain HP equal to the spell level, which is 2, so I take 2
You
HP.
also gotta heal from chat, BT dubs.
Oh, thank you. And so that was only... Holy shit. So I still have 2 actions. Whoa, boy!
You leveled up, girl!
I'm gonna attack the one that currently has damage.
Okay.
21 to hit?
Yes. Yes,
that's
not a crit,
10,
but
10 points of damage.
KK.
And I'm going to attack it again.
Yes. Are you remembering that your weapon is now a +1 weapon? Just by the way.
I have it loaded as a +1,
okay.
So I don't have to do
Just
any
checking.
math.
Excellent. Just making sure that suddenly occurred to me. I was like, has this been changed? We did all the story stuff for it. Anyway, yes, please continue.
Does 19 hit?
19 does hit.
Okay, that's another 8 points of damage.
Ooh, he looks hurt.
Okay. And that will be my turn, and now I'll finally calculate my healing word. Thank you, chat.
Awesome. Bergamot.
Sweet. So, seeing that, we still have someone down here, but there's 2 up there. Gonna have to move anyway. Yeah, what I'll do is I'm gonna stand over here. I'll put Frogomot top again.
Frogomot.
Frogomot. Yeah.
Then I will continue my attacks. So, going that. Fire of 11. It's a 29 to hit.
That's a crit.
Awesome. So that is then change to double it. Reduce that back to 1. 12 points of bitey damage.
12 points of bitey damage. Yep.
Sorry, just deleting a bunch of stuff. Cool. And then after that, I'm going to go for another bite.
Yeah.
It seemed much more effective than trying to do anything fancy. Oh, okay, yeah, -4, so that is 7. Having to do quick maths, and I'm not good at that. That's
Maths is
only
dumb.
16.
That
so
misses.
yeah, I'm going to re-roll that with my inspiration.
Okie dokie.
That's a 19.
That does hit.
Sweet. That modifier of 1.
Carry the 12.
11 points of damage. And it's still standing, isn't it?
It is still standing, but it looks very hurt. Was that a frog noise I just heard? God damn it, Adam. Yep.
Okay, so last attempt here. We're going to attack again. 13
Wait,
doesn't.
haven't you attacked twice?
Oh, yeah, I did. Sorry.
And
Yeah, so,
moved.
and I
Yep.
moved. Yeah,
Yep.
You're right.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
anyway, I missed anyway, so.
Cool.
That is me. I croaked triumphantly.
Excellent. Triumphant croaking. Gertrude, you're just lying on the floor having a nap. Amazing. All right, perfect. Dalia.
Dalia's gonna move. Are they gonna take an attack of opportunity?
That's not a thing in Pathfinder.
But some characters have a feat though.
Yes,
so
but they don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move.
These are baby monsters still that I'm
Baby?
attacking you guys with.
Obviously, with all the people. Okay. I'm going to cast Inner Radiant Torrent, which goes in a 60-foot line at these two puppers right here. And I need a saving throw reflex DC 19.
That's not one of the ones affected by being stupefied, it turns out. Reflex. First one. 13. Second one. 13.
Okay, so it's not a critical fail. They'd be blinded, so they just take 4d4 damage. Where's my message? There it is. 4d4. They take 13
Each.
force.
Each.
FRC? Yeah.
That one's
Is it
dead.
force?
Oh, I suppose I should just do this.
Yeah, you said it doesn't matter, but it's just that much damage.
Yeah. Cool.
And then with my last action, I'll just cast shield.
Okay. Okay. Bria.
I'm gonna hit it again. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay. Using your inspiration, I assume.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 11.
No. No. Yes, Loralai.
This was a new round, right? Because my reactions have been on theirs.
Yes.
So it's
You're at the top. You're at the top of the round. So on your turn, it's the start of a new round.
Yeah. So I have another reaction that I need to make.
Okay.
It's called Death's Call. I get real excited seeing something close to me die.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, that's right.
They've noticed.
Yep.
But I need to know what the level of this creature is for that math.
I believe it is a level 2.
2. And can somebody help me? I'm so sorry. What is my spellcasting modifier? I don't know how to find that.
It should be on your.
If you click on the spell, it will tell you.
Yours is.
Like mine's a +9. Like if you click on
Please
something
hold.
that.
Please hold.
I don't have anything that like.
That is so weird.
So I don't know how to view it. Is the problem? Sorry.
That is a good question. Weird. What is it based on?
So mine says proficiency, ability bonus, and base bonus.
Wisdom. It's wisdom for you, so it would be 4.
Okay, so
Plus
because
base. Sorry.
so
4.
if it's 4 plus the 2 for the level, I actually heal 6 points
6
just for
points.
seeing that thing die.
Amazing. Cool.
Okay, thanks. Sorry
All
for derailing. I needed help.
All good. Rhea, you have attacked once. Would you like to do
miss.
it again?
No.
No? What are you going to do instead?
I'm just gonna move on.
Use your words, darling.
That was 1. 2. I'm gonna daze it.
Okay.
So I need a will save again.
That is a 25.
Nothing.
Just say it's so nice to have you back in the Horde. I missed you. Cool. So that's your turn?
Yes.
Cool. Jackson, you're right as rain again.
All right. So Jackson will use an action to get up. Does he still have his weapons in his hands?
I mean, they would have. I would say so.
Okay.
He seems like the sort of person who would fall over.
Right,
holding
just
on.
holding him.
Oh,
So
Shawnali's making faces.
Oh.
I think getting up
Uses
I'm getting-
an action.
Is it a whole
prone to
action?
get
It does.
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
just making
Full
sure.
action.
Yeah, it does.
I was
We're all
researching
learning.
it. He'll get up. He'll kind of. All right, that. All right, you. And the first thing he sees is the wolf that's kind of dazed, and he's gonna take
Yep.
a shot at it with his pistol.
Yep. Yep.
So pistol.
It is stupefied, so your pistol. It has no effect on the pistol thing. It has effect on like
Okay.
brain stuff.
13.
Misses.
I am going to re-roll that with my inspiration.
Okay.
17.
Just hits.
All right, so that is 4 points of piercing damage.
Okie dokie.
And grumbling and growling as only an old salt dog can do, he's going to. Oh yeah, yeah. He'll. I hate the whole. Well, I don't hate, but I dislike the whole action economy thing. He's gonna step just right up to it, and he's just looking down at it. Oh. He's like doing that thing with the sword where he's tapping it, just like. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. And that'll be all
Excellent.
3 for Jackson.
In retaliation, the wolf, who is no longer stunned but is still stupefied with its amusement at Loralai's uselessness, despite the fact that it has clearly witnessed a lack of uselessness ever since
Right.
then. It is going to bite at Jackson because you're waving shit in its face and it doesn't like it. 28.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Is it crit?
That is a crit.
Cool. Allow me to kill you again. 14 points of piercing damage.
I'm not dead yet, so.
Second bite is a
Bring it.
13. I'm assuming that's
Nope.
going to miss. Fourth bite? Third bite is a 14.
Nope.
Cool. So it bites you really well once and then misses the next two, like go useless. It's discombobulated. The other one is gonna, I guess, attack. I feel like it's gonna attack Frogomot because Frogomot
yeah.
has been giving it the most uncomfortableness. 16?
Nope.
How about 11?
Nope.
How about 4?
Oh,
It is very uncomfortable with this frog. It's like I want to bite you, but you look disgusting.
Every time it
Smells
goes,
slightly
I
like
just go,
onions.
no,
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 no, bad
stop
dog.
it.
and you're
Alright.
really throwing them off.
Jesus. Cool, that's them. Lorelai, you're up.
I am going to pat Jackson on the shoulder as a free action and tell him he's got this.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna run over. I'm going to force feed this nice old lady a healing potion.
Okay. Cool.
That is. Do I roll it or does she roll it?
You roll it.
Okay.
Shortly rolls it.
I will roll it. That is 5 points.
I've
Cool.
more than I had.
That means you're now awake. You're still lying on the ground, but you're awake.
And that
Cherry
was
flavored.
1, 2. If I had, could I have fed it to her here? Does this count
Yeah.
as like?
Yes,
Okay,
I would
so
say so, because you're
okay. So
adjacent.
then I'm going to then attack the warg. That's
Okay.
next with my one last action. Hopefully. 28 to hit. That is a crit, I believe.
It is a crit.
Jesus.
It is a crit. We've had a lot of those today.
Lorelai is saying,
14.
I'm not letting anyone else die.
Yeah.
14 points of damage.
He is dead. Which means you heal some more, right?
No, I only get to do that once, so I always hold
Okay.
it for when I've actually taken damage.
Right. Fair enough. Anything else, Lorelai?
That's all.
There is one wolf left. Bergamot,
Woo!
you're up.
So,
How far can your frog jump?
Yeah.
it's a good question. I can move 25, which means that I'm going to. I'll
Be
hop
able
up
to get
here.
there. Okay.
Um,
Hop. I like to believe that you just hopped straight over Lorelai's head
yes.
because she's
Just-
short.
Woof.
Yeah.
And land, and I'm going to use my tongue attack to attack him twice from a distance.
Which has rage. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
go.
has 15 foot range.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yes, please do. Please do.
Okay, so that's exactly the same. So beautiful. Can do that. No, don't want to edit it. Oh, what? Okay. Say 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Beautiful. 2d6. It's actually bludgeoning. Plus 1. Cool.
Mack it with your tongue.
Whack for 10 damage.
Nice.
Going again. This time with 7 damage. Sorry. 7 modifier. So that's a 16 to hit. Which
No,
I assume
that misses.
Cool.
That's you?
Yes.
Yes. Cool.
Oh, wait a second.
I'm waiting a second.
Did I miss that? No, I didn't. No, sorry, never mind. Continue.
Cool. Gertrude,
Okay, cool.
good news. You're alive, and it's your turn.
Do I have to get up to cast a spell?
Do you need to be able to see the creature?
Let me double check, please.
Actually, it's elevated, so you probably can see it from the ground anyway.
Oh well, it's just somatic and verbal, so.
Yeah, but some spells say a creature you can see.
You can see, yeah. Some.
What's the spell?
Days.
Days.
You don't have to see it.
You can see anyway. It doesn't matter. So yes,
okay.
the answer to your question is yes.
Okay, so will save, please.
Okey dokey. How do you feel about a 16?
It fails, so it takes 4 mental damage.
Woohoo!
And then
Oh, you have hurt my feelings. Ow. I'm just a good puppy.
third action is to
I know
sustain-
Jennifer's weaknesses.
is sustain the sprite, which will get 2 actions.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's gonna try
Ooh,
and
yeah, you lift you again. Cool.
so okay.
Ooh, the bar is so low on that one.
Yep, it's very
29.
close. 29 is a crit. The sprite's gonna get the final kill.
Probably not. For 2 damage.
Oh. With a crit.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yep. It's barely holding on, this wolf.
Alright, gonna try again. 14 misses.
14 misses.
You don't have inspiration?
Oh wait, I do
You
have
do
inspiration.
have inspiration.
Yeah.
Can I? Will you just roll? Okay, how do I? Reroll. There we go. I figured it out. Okay, no. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna. Can I use my hero point?
Sure. If this is what you want to spend it on.
21.
That hits.
Yes.
2 more points. Woo!
2 more points.
It's so close.
Still up.
At least she did something. We've been taking a good nap for most of this.
Amazing. All right, Dalia. Come on,
I
finish
am
it off.
going to- yeah, I'm going to do my the thing
This
I
thing
get
is
advantage
barely
with.
standing up at this
First
point.
strike and telekinetic projectile. 19. I'm gonna. Where does it say reroll? I've been just closing it and opening it again.
That's what I do.
That's what I
Yeah.
do as well.
Okay. I've been like doing too many. Okay.
You can re-click on the number that it gives you, and then it gives you the option to reroll.
Yeah.
So 19 was the highest one.
Yep, that hits.
Okay. And
It doesn't matter. He's got 1 hit point left.
Yeah.
You can roll it if you want for your own,
6.
edification, but it is dead. It is dead. I should remove its 1 hit point. Hey. And silence descends upon the forest.
Okay.
Woo!
Gertrude's gonna
Sarah-
get up
Mm-hmm.
and she's gonna say, "I thought there was 7."
Yeah, I was thinking the same
That's what
thing.
we were told.
There was. They didn't know exactly. Is the short answer.
Ah,
Yeah. Okay.
It was an estimate
Mm-hmm.
because Talon said there were hundreds.
yes. Oh, Talon.
Yes, right.
So, are we dragging these back to get?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yep.
because we get paid per wolf, and then.
So they're big.
Mhm.
They're
Mhm.
large animals, and you brought nothing except yourselves,
Yeah.
and it was like a 2-hour walk.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you intend to drag them back?
Actually, what we're going to do is I'm going to say, I don't give a shit if any of you want to rush home. I'm making you sit down for a few minutes so I can do some treating. So, Gertrude, you are my first patient. Hello.
She
I'm
does it politely. She's a good patient.
So I'm going to try treat wounds, which is going to take like 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yep.
And
Cool.
hopefully I'm going to make the DC. I freaking hope.
Please roll for treating wounds.
Oh yeah, I made the DC, so I'm allowed to.
Cool.
Uh,
That removes the wounded condition, doesn't it?
it also gives some health. Yes, I.
Me.
Hello. It won't let me roll for some reason, so I'm just gonna do a custom roll. Sorry.
It's fine.
We need to.
Oh,
play around a bit more.
I guess I'm gonna have to reload because all of my dice are grayed out for some reason.
Cool.
While that happens, I'm just gonna revert back to my normal form.
Cool.
And just start like cutting off the heads of the wolves.
Okay. Make a. I'm gonna say nature or survival. I will accept survival. Survival actually makes more sense to me. Survival. Let's go with that.
Could Jackson kind of assist? Because Jackson's idea was to field dress the things, cut the innards out, anything to make it lighter.
Oh, I was just gonna take the head because that's probably all they needed. But
but we're talking about making leather out of the thing too.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll help you then.
All right.
I mean,
Jackson, make a survival check. Bergamot, make a survival check. Loralai.
Gertrude, you take 8 points of healing.
Thank you.
I rolled a 17.
I rolled a 5. I mean, I'm just
Jackson,
trying to cut.
You are excellent at gutting fish, but these are not fish. Bergamot, you managed to steer him right so that you kind of between you figure it out, but it's not extremely competently done.
It's probably a bit of waste and everything, but
possible, yeah.
That's fine.
After Gertrude has been patched up a little bit, can she just look around and see if there's anything that might have got left behind?
Like from the other people who were attacked, is that what you mean?
Yes.
Sure. Make a perception check, please.
Okie dokie. Sorry, I gotta find it on the thing. There we go. Found it. 16?
There's nothing. As expected. Like Angeline did say, people had gone back and picked everything up, so... But no, you don't find anything. You find, like, a few bits of wood that obviously came off carts and stuff, but nothing interesting. Alright. So, you now have some kind of field-dressed wolves. And a healed Gertrude. What are you doing? I'm going to assume your cloud has gone away now.
Yes. You lost a minute.
Yeah.
So has my sprite.
Okay.
We go.
Time to walk back.
So how are you moving these wolves?
Just carry them?
Yeah.
Dragging them along.
They are very large animals.
I'm gonna go get some branches, and I have rope. We're gonna make
like a
sled.
sleeve.
Okay. Make a crafting check, please.
With guidance, you get a +1.
Okay.
Would you like help with that?
Sure.
Okay.
So you both make a crafting check.
And I can nudge fate, so if it's...
That's 22.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I didn't do much help. I rolled a natural one.
Cool. Gertrude fusses about a lot, but doesn't actually give you any useful advice. However, fortunately, Bria has some experience building things out of trees, I guess. So, yeah, manages to lash a thing together, put together kind of, draggable sled thing. And you can load the wolves on. It'll take you a bit longer to get home because you're dragging 6 wolves with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, after a few hours, you come into town, smelling like onions and blood, and dragging 6 wargs on a makeshift sled behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
I'll mention now. I would like some of the teeth if we can.
Yeah. I'll take a skull if we're just taking parts.
I can assume that you would have this conversation for the 3.5 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We're all just gonna claim parts and then.
Yeah.
Cool.
Should we maybe leave the bodies outside when we go into the dancing and we'll cover in blood?
Gertrude requests edition everybody up
Oh yeah.
and
Oh,
make them
okay.
nice and clean.
Oh, thank you, darling. I forget about that sometimes.
Cool.
Just gonna eat one of the onions.
Ooh,
I like an apple.
Yeah.
delicious.
Oh, bergamot.
My treat to you. We're going to make some pickles, and we're also going to make some onion jam as well.
Mm.
Amazing. All right, so you get back to the anvil. You leave the corpses of the wargs outside. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Cool. And you walk inside, and Angeline looks up, and she goes, "You see her count," and she goes, "Oh, thank goodness, you're all alive. That's nice. Welcome back. Success."
Yes.
We have 6 of them outside.
Oh, nice. Well, not for them, I suppose, but still, that's 60 silver pieces for you, as a team, and something cool. And she
Oh.
pulls out a box. She pulls out 2 boxes. One is like a nice wooden box that's divided into 4, and each of the 4 bits has a potion in it. And she goes, "This is from Malachi. He hasn't labeled them. I have no idea what they do. I hope someone in your guild, our guild,
Mhm.
has some ability to figure that out. Or you could just take them and see what happens, I suppose."
That is exciting.
How many potions in the box?
4. There are
4.
4 potions in the
Okay.
box. And then there's this. And she places a small wooden box on the counter. "He told me it was something cool and then chuckled to himself like he was being very clever." And she
Mhm.
opens it, and there is something that looks like a tattoo needle
Oh.
inside. She says, "He wouldn't tell me what this does either. So either one of you is going to have to go and ask him, or you're going to have to figure it out."
Can
She
I
closes the box and hands it over. Yes.
like before she closes it, could I have done read Aurora to figure out what school of magic it is? Or if it's magical?
Yes. It is magical. Please hold while I look up what school of magic it is.
I took this just because you hate this.
It is. Yeah, but now I'm not making things up. It's a lot easier. It is abjuration.
Oh.
Abjuration. Okay.
Nice.
I would tell people.
DM question. Is
Yes.
that a service that Galahad would provide since he can do things like identify?
I mean,
Possibly. I'll send you a DM form. We'll figure it out.
yeah, he can do it. If they
Mhm.
bring it to him to sell it to him, he would absolutely identify
right.
it. Whether he would just do it for freebies because he likes them is probably
Right.
dependent on
No,
things like
no, that's why I
persuasion
said a
checks
service,
and all
a
that.
service.
Yeah,
I would-
yeah.
I think Pete did this for some missions. I think
There
he
are
might be able to
definitely
send it.
people in
Yeah.
the Horde who can do it. Yeah. Even if there isn't anyone in this party, there are people in the Horde who can do it.
Mhm.
A question for the potions. Like,
Mhm.
what kind of check would that be to figure it out?
Okay.
I would assume you'd have to be
I think
proficient
there's a
with
Pete or
Yeah.
there's something that Pete has specific.
Oh,
You
'cause
would
I
either
have something
need
that gives me plus to making potions, so I didn't know if
I would say, unless you have something like a specific potion law or some kind of alchemy situation, otherwise it would have to be something like identify. I know that in D&D there's a thing where you could just taste it and figure it out, but that seems really dumb to me.
Right?
So I'm gonna just rule against that.
yeah, so basically if you have people saying normally if you use a crafting skill to identify alchemy.
Yeah. Only if you have that knowledge, though.
And you have to have the tools required to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say your best bet is something like identify, unless you have someone who has that skill set, which I don't think we do at the moment. I don't think, unless I'm missing someone.
Not that I know of.
We don't have any
I-
alchemists, I don't think.
Oh yeah, here it is. There's literally identify alchemy action that you can do.
Yeah.
Takes 10 minutes, and you need alchemist tools.
Yeah. So you would have to find an alchemist.
Or just drink them.
Or just drink it. Or identify would do it as well. So there are ways. Or go and visit Malachi and convince him to tell you what they do, because that is also an option, because he knows.
Yeah.
Right. So Angeline says, so you got 6. Well, if Talon is to believe, there's at least 194 more. But I don't think that's the case. Hopefully you have dealt with the most aggressive ones, and if there are more, they will choose less fighty prey moving forward.
Less bitey prey.
Bergamot, did you bite the wolves?
Mm-hmm. She sure enough
Maybe.
did.
Interesting.
It
You
was
are
a
not what you
riveting
seem.
experience.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway. Angeline takes Gertrude's out of the silver for herself. No, I'm kidding. It's a fine. Bad pun fine. Anyway. Right, well, if there's nothing else you need from me.
No. I believe we are alright.
Actually, there, Angeline. It's gonna be a little bit till my next mission, just because, kind of. How would you feel about me going to Ogle's school and kind of helping out with the kids for a little bit? I'm trying to build a relationship with Ogle and everyone over there, and I feel like I could really help out the school.
Are you particularly interested in teaching, Jackson?
Well, I did spend a good amount of time raising many a soft young boy, turning into good hard sailors. So yes, I do like teaching the youth.
I see. Well, you are welcome to ask Oleg if he requires your assistance. I could send a message if that would be helpful. Saving you a 10-day trip if he says, actually, no, please sod off. Which, he can be temperamental.
I would appreciate that, and I would pay for the cost of delivering the letter. I would absolutely fund that.
Oh, I have ways.
Very well.
All right, I will confer and let you know whether he accepts your offer of assistance.
I appreciate that.
As long as you're back for your next mission.
Oh, of course.
Anyone else?
I have a question. So I'm making a memory quilt for Loralai.
We've
for
had this
Nick's sister.
conversation.
Yeah,
Gertrude.
but I was gonna ask if you wanted to stitch, because she's never asked her if she stitched. Like if she wanted to do it.
Okay.
No, I said I was going to, but I never did.
Oh, okay. Sure. It's not really my area of expertise, but I'll give it a go.
Okay, I'll bring it down and we can hand wave that.
Okay. She'll stitch a little anvil on somewhere. That's her thing. With a gear carved into it.
Yay.
All right. Well, congratulations on being alive. I appreciate it. I hope to keep you alive long enough to give you jobs that will actually earn money that, covers your keep. That would be nice. Was there anything else? All right. Cool. So you all meander off back to the guild hall, I guess, unless you're hanging around to drink beer, which you can do. It's tavern optional.
Who wants to talk to the tanner about these? We don't want to just leave them outside.
That's
You
probably
should probably
something you can
think
figure out in the
offline,
game
yeah.
chat. Yeah, we don't need to do that whole conversation on stream.
No.
Bergamot's going to go off and fry some onions.
Okay, that's fair. Onions are delicious. Alrighty. Well, congrats.
Woo!
Look what a bit of planning does. It makes you not all dead.
Yeah.
13 damage. That's what it does.
I was a little bit but also they didn't
Yeah.
get the jump on you.
Yeah.
There were a lot of factors that were
Mhm.
influenced by your approach. Which is great.
That was good.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you are watching us on Twitch, please remember to follow and subscribe and all of those good things. We will be back next week where we will be playing The Letter. A bunch of our adventurers will be trying to sneak into Town Hall in order to find out the contents of a letter and leave everything the way they found it so that nobody knows they were there. I'm sure that's going to go great. It'll be marvelous. So yeah, we'll be doing that next week. Please come and support and do the thing. In the meantime, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, please have a beautiful time zone. We love you guys.